Hi everyone, it's your editor, Mandy with Red Quill Editorial. In 2002, the New York Times conducted a survey that said that 81% of Americans want to write a book. Sadly, only 1% ever actually finish and publish their book. There's so many obstacles that the writer can come up against before, during, and after writing. So let's go over the 10 most common writing obstacles and how to conquer them. While some people are blessed with the ability to write thousands of beautiful words, you struggle to craft a single coherent sentence. We are not born with a mastery level of skills. Even those who are said to be naturally gifted with something had to start somewhere and practice to grow into who they are today. We, as outsiders, did not witness their initial struggle, only the results. If you are passionate enough about something, you commit to it, practicing repeatedly until you master it, and then practicing some more because you can never know everything there is to know. The good thing is, writing is a skill, which means you can hone your craft if you are truly passionate about it. You don't have the time, you lack motivation, or you are a procrastinator. First and foremost, you don't find the time, you make it. Even if that means taking it from somewhere else, and even if it's only 15 minutes a day. As for motivation, you need to determine whether writing a book is really something you want to do. If it is, then what's the real challenge here for you? I suspect if you dive deep enough, you'll discover lack of motivation isn't really what's holding you back. And if procrastination is your adversary, consider ways to get yourself to commit. Set a reasonable word count goal, find a writing group or a book coach to hold you accountable, and set goals and deadlines. Someday is today, so start writing. You don't know what to write about, you have too many ideas, or you don't know how to begin. Not knowing what to write can seem daunting when you want to be an author. Writing prompts or streams of consciousness can sometimes offer inspiration, so start with a goal to write every day. If you have too many ideas, consider it a blessing, and honestly, just pick one. Choosing one idea over the others doesn't mean you can't write the others at some point too, but you have to begin somewhere or you'll never begin. If you're struggling to get started, work through some writing exercises such as the ones you can find in my Tips for Writers articles linked below. And if you still need help, consider hiring a book coach. Stay tuned for my book coaching services coming soon. You like the idea of writing a book, but you aren't prepared for the work involved. The work doesn't end when you finish your rough draft. You will also need to perform revisions, hire a professional editor, design your book cover, market your book, determine your publishing path, and so much more. It can be downright exhausting. My husband's told me before, never say whoa in a mud hole. Paul Martin said, if we do not step forward, then we step back. Get the picture? You get through it by taking it one step at a time and continually making forward progress. You don't have anything of value to share with the world. Don't think for one second that what you have to say doesn't matter. Someone out there needs to hear what you have to say, to know that they aren't alone, that someone can relate and understand, and that they matter. While nonfiction may be your first thought on books that add value and help people, fiction is actually a big contributor. Fictional stories can provide an escape from reality, relay a universal message or life lesson, and deliver characters who are relatable, flawed, and inspiring, just like your readers. Whatever you have to say has the potential to be powerful and help someone you've never even met. Partway through writing, you accidentally change your protagonist's eye color or career, or you switch tenses, point of view, or narrators. As you write, you learn more about your protagonist. The details may change in order to fit their personality, raise the stakes, fill in plot holes, or better serve your book's vision. That's okay. In fact, it's a good thing because it means you're paying attention. Take notes as you write so you can more easily maintain consistency. But don't stress too much if something changes partway through. It can easily be fixed during your second draft self-edits. No matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to get it right. Count your wins, not your losses. Shift your perspective from seeing shortcomings as failures to viewing these moments as stepping stones on your way to success. Failure is merely a lesson from which you can learn, pivot, and grow. And if you need a break, that's okay too. The point is to give yourself grace, just like you would your best friend. You'll never be as good as Abby Jimenez, Jasmine Guillory, or Christina Lauren. So why bother? Writers often fall prey to comparing their work in progress to the published works of best-selling authors. But this is one of the worst traps imaginable, because what you see is only part of the story. You're not taking into account what happened behind the scenes before those best-selling books were published. Those authors had to go through the process and battle self-doubt just like the rest of us. Even Stephen King admits to dumping Carrie in the trash. Can you imagine? The only person you can realistically compare yourself with is your past self. Have you improved from where you were a year ago? Have you grown? Learned something new? Improved in some way? Focus on yourself, because in the end, that's all that truly matters. You start writing, but then get stuck. I highly recommend using an outline or some sort of plotting tool for this very purpose. You can adapt it to your writing style, so it doesn't have to be a full, detailed outline. But having an outline means you can return to it at any time for a refresher and to check that you're on the right track. There's also no rule that says you have to write your book in the same order of events that your reader will experience them. Even the greatest authors use this trick by inserting brackets with notes to return to later. You let fear of failure, self-doubt, or perfectionism stop you in your tracks. Maybe you finished your book, but you can't seem to get yourself to move forward with the next steps toward publishing. You're afraid of rejection. You start believing that your book isn't as great as you thought it was going to be. Or you tell yourself that you just need a little more time to perfect this or develop that, and then you'll be ready. But these thoughts will hold you firmly in place forever if you let them. Allowing your fear to hold you back means you will never know what sort of impact your book could have had on someone else. So keep moving forward. The biggest way to overcome any potential writing obstacle is to start with why. Finding your why for both you and your reader is vital to your success with seeing your book through to publication. Ask yourself, why this book? Why is it important? What is the purpose? What are your goals? Why now? In one page or less, describe what writing your current work in progress means to you and what it will mean to your readers. I'm talking specifically about this book, not writing in general. Why does this book matter to you? Why will this book matter to your readers? Check out my Tips for Writers article linked below for additional resources to conquer your writing obstacles. Happy writing.